If you already sew your own clothes, you're sitting on a better digital product than yet another planner template. In 2026, some Etsy pattern shops pull 2 to 8,000 a month from PDFs they wrote once, but you will not see that on Pattern 1. So let's build a realistic side hustle model with actual fees, hours, and how many patterns you need before this stops feeling like pocket change. First, why patterns and not another generic digital download? According to Inside Agent, pattern sellers sit at profit margins above 90%. No inventory, instant delivery, and you keep selling the same file for years. That is what makes this a legit side hustle, not a one-off craft fair. But here's the catch Etsy rarely shows in the ads. Digital shops average $444 a month in revenue, yet only around $489 a month in profit, according to CustomC's 2025 data. So where does the money leak out? For US sellers in 2026, Etsy charges 0.20 to list, 6.5% per sale, plus 3% and 0.25 for payment processing. On a $10 PDF, Printful's breakdown shows about 1.22 goes straight to Etsy. Before ads, and Marmaliad notes many shops lose 20 to 30% of the price to total fees. Now, what does a healthy Etsy sewing pattern shop look like in 2026? Seller Tools reports successful shops with 15 to 25 patterns earn roughly 2 to 8,000 per month. If this kind of evidence is useful, subscribe for honest side hustle economics before you spend time or money. And Inside Agent notes the top tier across all pattern shops ranges from about 2,000 up to 20,000 per month. That is the ceiling, not the starting point. Here's the realistic side hustle lane. Aim for 10 to 15 well-made apparel patterns over 12 to 18 months, not 50 rush ones. Store Leads data from August 2026 shows about 31.6% of Etsy pattern stores sell apparel, so clothing patterns are a proven slice, not a weird niche. Let's talk time. Drafting, grading, testing, and writing instructions for one garment can easily run 10 to 20 hours, especially early on. If you build one pattern a month, that's 3 to 5 focused hours each week. After a year, you have 12 products that can sell forever without you sewing a single physical order. Software is your main upfront cost. Confident Pattern Making's 2026 review points out Adobe Illustrator is $22.99 a month for a single app, and it's widely used for drafting and instructions. So with Illustrator, test fabric, maybe a simple logo, you're under $50 to $70 a month in overhead. The real investment is your skill and the time to document it well. Let's plug in realistic earnings. Say in year 2, your 15 patterns average 70 sales a month at $10 each. That's $1,050 in fees to Etsy and around $1,450 in actual profit. It's not quit your job money, but for 10 to 15 hours a month, it's solid side hustle math, and it can stack on top of teaching, alterations, or custom pieces. The hidden advantage. Once a pattern is dialed in, you can translate it, bundle it, or adapt it for different fabrics and lengths without starting from zero. To make this work in 2026, treat each pattern as a tiny asset. Nail fit, clear sizing, step-by-step photos, and answer buyer questions in your listing instead of your inbox. So the realistic picture, 12 to 18 months to build 10 to 15 patterns, a couple thousand a month in revenue once established, and most of that is profit if you watch fees and ads. The sharp takeaway is simple. If you already sew, selling patterns is you getting paid for the brain work you're doing anyway on autopilot once the files are live. Next time, we can break down how to pick your first pattern concept so it actually sells instead of sitting as pattern number 1 in a ghost town shop.